Okay, so what we have here is another video. I just finished up a different video about Lightning OTF repair. Had to do a little repair to mine. And anyway, so hopefully I'll be getting that video uploaded at some point. I don't do any editing. The hardest part for me is to just sit down and copy it over to my phone and upload it to YouTube. I do zero production. So we just get the camera, point it at a thing, and do what we're going to do. So anyways, what is the point of this video? Well, we're gonna take a look at, this is the lite 6-inch. I think it's a great knife. One of the reasons why I get very handy with knives is because I open and close them and flip them, and I can't stop playing with them. This one's a newer one. It's not quite broken all the way yet. The CRKT M16. This is a warranty replacement. CRKT gave me a new one. That's another story. I think I may have a video on that. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't. I know I've mentioned it before. Anyways, this knife is incredibly difficult to get this lock to release. They give you this notch right here, but I think that's really more for, I'm going to get my hands out of the way of that blade. I bit myself last week really good right there. It's healing up quite nicely, but boy, that was deep. That was real deep. I saw things inside my hand I was not supposed to see because it closed on my hand. And I was trying to focus on trying to get away to... basically, I'm trying to figure out why this thing is so hard to close. So what I was doing was I was holding it on the edge of a table, and I was using a screwdriver, and I was pushing down on the hook, basically, the quillion, and locking it, unlocking it, locking it, unlocking it over and over and over and over rapidly. And I was applying pressure like so. I'm pushing into the table with the knife, and I would lock it and unlock it. Well, something got away from me. I don't know, it all happened so fast, and because I'm applying pressure like so, and I'm doing this with a screwdriver, I'm locking it, and I'm applying pressure like so, and the blade just snapped, and it went, and it bit me right there. And my God, did it get me good. Anyways, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this lock. I've got a little bit, like the ends of my fingers or the ends of my thumbs are healing, and then I keep breaking them down. And I'm growing my thumbnails out just a little bit more than what I normally would do, and they're just getting destroyed by these locks. I mean, I really got to push to get this to... Oh, damn it! See what I mean? Look what it did to my thumb, and I can't get this. I mean, I gotta hold it, and I'm not applying pressure this way. By the way, I know that would cause it would cause it to bind. I was causing it to bind intentionally when I was using the screwdriver, and it flipped closed on me. I was trying to basically put 6 months of use on it quickly in about an hour's worth of time, or half an hour's worth of time sitting at my desk. And basically, so I can only open and close this thing so many times before my fingers and thumbs start to get worn. And I thought about taking a file to the back of this edge here. In fact, I think I did take a file to this one. I have two of these knives. Yeah, this one I did take a file to, and it's a little easier to move that switch. But it's not really the tension up against the blade that's causing the issue. Despite what some folks say if you snap it really hard, it's extra hard to close. No, that's not true. I can demonstrate why that's not true, but I don't think it's super important. So I'm going to skip over that. If I snapped it harder, sure, the lock will be farther over this way, and it'll be locked better. But that's not the issue. The issue is getting it pressed down. It requires an unbelievably large amount of foot-pound energy to push that down, and there's hardly anywhere to grab it. It's flat, so they only give you this little notch right here that you can get into. So I don't know. I guess I grabbed the camera because I had an idea. And it's not the best of ideas, but it might suit my purpose. And I'm thinking about what I might do is disassemble this knife. And I thought that I would document the disassembly of the knife. Maybe it'll make a cool video, but I more importantly wanted to document how the bushings and stuff like here is assembled so that I put it back together correctly. There might be several layers of bushings, brass bushings, nylon bushings, whatever. So I thought that maybe what I would do is disassemble it on camera and see if I can't bend this piece. See that they've got this gnarled cutting, this grid pattern cut into that, but you can't get your hand on that. At least I can't. And I have stronger than average hands, and I've been carrying knives for some time. I've got quite a decent little collection going here, and I can't believe how difficult this is. And it's keeping me from getting acclimated to it. I want to open it, I want to close it, I want to flip it, I want to wave it, I want to do this over and over and over. I want to be smooth about it. I want to pull it out of my pocket. I want to put it back in my pocket over and over and over. And I can't close it. Because I can't close it, I'm not messing with it because it's such a nightmare. As I said, it's tearing my thumbs up. And when my thumbs get so sore, I start using my fingers, and I can feel my fingernails start to pull away from my fingers, and that's not good. You know, like, here's another knife I've gotten recently, another cold steel. This is a Luzon. This is so easy to open close. I've been playing with this constantly. Super easy to open close. Not so much. This is hard to open and close. I figure it'll get broken. I figured it would, the sliding of the blade in and out of the handle, because even that's a little hard. I figured that would stop eventually. As you can see, it's hard. I wouldn't say it's hard to open and close, but the lock is the worst part. But this is stiff, and maybe it needs lubricant. Maybe something's too tight. I mean, I can definitely flip this open. If I use my thumb and then give it a little whip-like action, it'll open. No problem. But I can't close it, not without smashing my finger in there. It sucks. I was thinking about maybe cutting some material away, taking this hole and basically making it another 30% wider over this way and 30% wider this way. So I'm guessing what they were thinking with this lock was somewhat cosmetic, but they were trying to keep it to where it didn't close on you, because this thing will cut your freaking fingers off. It'll cut you to the bone real quick. But then again, what knives wouldn't if they were sharp enough? So my idea was that I would take this gridded area here, and it's basically the liner lock is bent down, and I'm guessing it's for structural reinforcement. Think of angle iron, so it makes it a stronger lock. And I'm going to take some of its strength away, but I'm not going to use it if I can't even close the thing. If I can't close it, I'm not going to open. If I can't open and close it, I'm not going to carry it. So am I putting my fingers at risk of getting cut off? I'm not going to completely straighten it out. I'm just going to, like, it's at a 90 degree now. I'm going to say make it maybe a 70 degree. And I'm going to do it like, basically I'm going to put it in a vise. I'm going to take channel locks and I'm going to bite right into the center here. And I'm just going to bend it out just a little bit. We're going to see what that does. That might give me just enough to push on without weakening it much or affecting its look. Because I know if I cut this out, that's going to work, but it's going to look like ass. I don't know how to go about that. I'm going to probably maybe need an angle grinder or a saw of some sort to cut that out, and then maybe a Dremel to smooth the plastic back out. Okay, so let's begin. I've never taken this knife apart. I have no idea how this is going to go. I may not even have success. I see pins. I don't know if I have the ability to remove these pins. So All right, so I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking these screws apart, or these screws out. We'll see what happens. So there's one. I'm going to go ahead and put these up there. I'm going to actually fold that down that way. So as tension releases on what's pinching that blade, it'll fall down, not onto my hand. And cut my freaking fingers again. I wonder if those are Loctited. Let me examine one of these real quick. Yes, a teeny tiny bit of Loctite. I guess that's all it'll take. All right, so how do we get this guy out? Just look for the correct one. There we go. It just fell. Boy, that just got super easy to... No, it didn't. It's not easy. Never mind. So, what's holding this together at this point? So here's a plastic piece. I guess this is just a little more for your hand to get a hold of. I'm guessing this will come off too somehow. So this may not go well. Oh, there we go. This is lifting up. What's it stuck on? My fingers are weak and sore from trying to open and close this thing. I'm going to grab a butter knife. Okay. Easy enough. I'm going to get these other knives out of here. So I'm starting to get things mixed up. Sorry about bumping the camera around there. Okay. So there's the blade. Looks like we have a singular brass bushing right there. I'm gonna not disturb that as much as I can. Examine the bottom. The bearing has already worn a track on the blade. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side. Set that to the side. Guess I'll move this over here where the other one is. We have this piece here. Go ahead and lift this off. Set this here. And I need to get to this piece, so hopefully we're not going to have too many issues here. I might need to remove this pocket clip. In fact, I'll bet you that's what's holding stuff together here at the moment. I wish this was reversible. This pocket clip. If you were a handy person with drilling and tapping holes and cutting into plastic, I bet you could. So I feel like this just needs pried apart at this point. Okay, there's one of my pins just fell out. We're just gonna work our way down. Hopefully this isn't a nightmare to put back together. Okay, so here's the piece. I'm going to go ahead and take this bushing off. I do not want to lose that. So here's the bitch. This is a bitch to push. Now if I can get my hand on there, even like right now, that is requiring a pretty good amount of force right now. I could probably weaken it. I could probably push, hyperextend it this way, but then it won't come back up and give me a lock. So I'm just going to put this in the vise. It's just a cheap little crappy vise. I may not be able to get a hold of that. We'll figure it out, because here's how I planned on getting a hold of it. And these are my overpriced $30 vice grips that always jam up on me. They probably could use some lubricant. So my thinking is that I will, what'd I do with it? Where'd it go? There it is. Come on. Can't believe I paid that much for these. They've always been this way. Okay, so we're going to pinch this like so. I think that'll give me the most clearance. That was not tight enough. So we're going to release that. Try that again. We'll try that. And see if it will not fit. How about this? Wait a minute. That might work right there. So we got this like so. I'm gonna tighten it down a little bit. Now I'm just gonna bend it like so. What the fuck? It just broke. It just freaking broke. It snapped. Yeah. Well, that was not expected. I wonder if it just got easier to unlock this. We're going to reassemble it. I'm going to reassemble this. That might have given me enough room that might have given me enough room to get more bites and actually be able to close it. And I want to make sure that I don't have a sharp edge. I think we'll be fine. Okay, so let's begin reassembling this and see if that made a difference. I know we probably just lost a little bit of our strength on the lock itself. Okay, so I'm going to keep the camera at an angle here so I can work a little more ergonomically. And I'm going to go ahead and begin putting this back together. So I think this piece hopefully I do this correctly. I think this piece goes like so. That gets slapped in down there. I think this piece went here. We had this piece go down here. And this piece went like so. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and put this back on, the pocket clip, because that'll help hold, at least from one end, hold it all back together. That is an unbelievably long screw. I guess that's a lot of plastic to pass through. Well, we're going to put one screw in it anyways. Okay. And again, one brass bushing, one blade, another brass bushing, and this is our, I'm guessing that's our knife stop. I do like this knife. This lock is ridiculous though. I think this piece went like so. And then this piece goes on top. And then this piece goes next. We're going to start with the probably the most important, the biggest screw is the pivot point. Okay. No, it didn't make a difference. Okay. All right. I guess I see something I might need to change. Let me make sure of something here. Nope. They're going to be fine. Okay, so this was not a successful attempt. It's not any easier to close that lock now. In fact, now I'm nervous about the strength of the knife. I mean, I knew that going in, not the knife, but the lock. As you could see, my thumb. Can I turn the flash off? There we go. I don't know if that helps. You could see what I've been doing to my thumb, the end of my thumbs, trying to close these things. I wonder. I don't know. I guess I don't know what to think of that. But the video is at 26 minutes. We did not have success with our attempt. So do not do what I've just done. That was a bad idea. I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the screws back in and figure out what the next plan or approach is going to be. Man, it feels like I got extra screws. Okay, those pins are actually where the screws feed into. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting this back together. Wrong screw. That's for that knife. Yeah, I've only got 3 screws. That's making a little more sense. So we got 1, 2, 3 screws on this side. Okay, so I guess that's all I've got for now. I'm going to title this video "How to Not Modify Your Difficult to Close Lite knife." That was I didn't see that coming. I guess that's how much I don't know about metal. Why would that metal shatter, snap like that, and then others bend? So I guess that's all I got for now. Let's get this last screw tightened up. Okay, that's all I got. So, mission failed.